Everybody, we're getting ready to do lesson 11.3 of Pre-Algebra Math, Part 1. Part 2, Part 3 is available here at this email. This is 11.3, using data displays. We have a 34-point skill sheet today, and we have 0 points of note taking. Here's today's Bellwork students, teachers. So we need to multiple choice. What percent of data values are less than 21? Look at this box and whisker. And then make a stem and leaf plot of the data here, students. So review your stem and leaf to do this one. This is a little extensive here. Give your students 8-9 minutes to do this one especially. Okay, welcome back. For number 1, it would be I here, 75%, less than 21. We're about here. So this would be 75% of the data on this side of 21. And then the stem and leaf is here. So you have to produce a stem and leaf, produce a key, and then line all these values up here. And this is what you should have, something like this, students. If you don't, go ahead and copy this down, get credit for it. Okay, into our lesson, using data displays. You interpret the data displays, you'll choose appropriate displays for data. So, data that consists of names, labels, or non-numerical values, such as types of animals or colors of hair, are categorical data. Data that consists of numbers, such as weights or lengths, are numerical data. When you choose a data display, one factor you should consider is whether data are categorical or numerical. So, in choosing an appropriate data display, here's a list. In this classwork, page 3, use a line graph to display numerical data that change over time. So, line graph. Scatter plot to see trends, bar graph to compare categorical data, circle graph to represent categorical data as parts of a whole, stem and leaf to organize numerical data based on their digits, and then histogram to compare frequencies of numerical data that fall in equal intervals. If you have equal intervals in your data, you can divvy it up. That would be the way to go. And then a box and whisker to organize data into 4 groups of approximate equal size. So here's a good list here of which way to show data. And our first example here. The table shows the results of a survey. Ask students to name their favorite type of movie. Which displays can you use to display data? So we have drama, comedy, action, sci-fi, other. 17%, 44%, this is 44%, 28%, 9%, 2%. So how should we display that? It consists of movie types, which are categorical data. This is categorical. Notice that the sum of the percents is 100%. So the best choice is to use a circle graph. This is a whole here. This is a 100 percentile representation of a list, so that will be the best. Which type of data display should we use for this now? Bald eagles, to find the wingspans in centimeters of captured bald eagles. For that one, students, this is yours, of different palm trees. So which would be your best data display for bald eagles? We're going to go into that. Data values are few, one might use stem and leaf. If there are many, you might use histogram. Since you can divide data into equal intervals, box and whisker, extremes and quartiles. Either of these displays would provide a convenient pictorial representation. So it would be kind of a more visualized representation of numerical values here, depending upon your data set for that. And to our next example 2, comparing data displays. uses a histogram, a box and whisker to display test scores of students in a math class. What are the advantages of each display? So here we have a histogram here. Can quickly compare number of students in each of the intervals. So this is a fast way of showing where most of your students are, and most of them are here. So that would be 81 to 90. That's pretty good. I wish my class was like that. And then, for example, teacher can see that seven students scored from 81 to 90. So 81 to 90, this will be a 7. So this will be the amount here of students that scored in this area. That's the advantage of a histogram. And then okay, what are the advantages? Now this display here is a box and whisker. What's the advantage of that? Divide scores into low, middle, high groups of approximately equal size. 25% of the class scored 91 or better. That's good. And about 50% of the class scored from 76. That's really good. So it shows that here. Here's your box and whisker here. So it really shows you where your median is right here. It looks like about an 85. That's great. You know, half above and then half below that score. And then you have a quarter up here between, was that 80 something to 90. That's great. Then you have a few even up here. So in the low scores is 66. That's not bad at all. Okay, the teacher wants to display test scores so that display shows all the individual scores. What type of display should you use for that? And students, tell which data displays allow you to identify this specified information. So the frequency of an interval. So which data display would show you? I mean, this is a dead giveaway here for you students. Okay, so anyways, back to our guided practice up here. Stem and leaf. This plot organized numerical data based on their digits. You can really show where in each, for every 10, if you use 10 for a stem, you can see which students score 70, 80s, and 90s. I mean, that's really handy for that. And that was lesson 11.3. So, and part 1, so part 2, part 3 is available. If you email me, I'll get that out to you. Thank you.